Picture this. I woke up to the roar of industrial pumps sucking the life out of my backyard pond, the one I'd owned for decades, while a self-appointed HOA queen barked orders like she was conquering Rome. Neighbors whispered I was some reclusive hoarder ignoring community standards, but I stayed silent, watching their petty empire build on lies. Little did they know, their power trip was about to drown in its own absurdity. It started innocently enough, or so they claimed. Brenda, the HOA president, waddled up my driveway in her oversized pearls and sensible flats, clipboard in hand like a holy relic. "Mister," she cooed with that fake sweet tone reserved for traffic cops. "We've had complaints about your pond. It's a breeding ground for mosquitoes, a lawsuit waiting to happen." I leaned on my rake, fixing a flower bed they'd once fined me for being too colorful. Complaints? From who? She smiled thinly. Anonymous, of course. Page 42, subsection 9. Standing water hazards must be eliminated. I bit my tongue. To me, crystal clear in the property records, but arguing with Brenda was like debating a parking meter, pointless and exhausting. By evening, the board voted in their emergency session, and the next dawn, contractors arrived, hoses plunging into my water like vampires at a blood bank. Brenda stood there, arms folded, watching fish flap in the mud. Safety first, Harlan. Yeah, the children who'd learned to skip stones there for generations. Whispers turned to outright smears. At the community barbecue, mandatory attendance, naturally, folks side-eyed me. "Heards he's blocking progress," one said. "Probably hiding something in that muck." Brenda fueled it with her newsletters, upholding standards against selfish holdouts. I didn't fire back. I researched. See, that pond fed from an upstream reservoir I'd quietly acquired rights to years back, after the old owner bailed. With the pond now a cracked wasteland, I called my attorney. Time to enforce those water controls. By week's end, I dialed down the flow, just enough for environmental recovery, per county regs. Suddenly, the HOA's manicured lawns yellowed like forgotten cheese. Fountains sputtered dry. Brenda's prize rosebushes wilted into sad twigs. "Mechanical glitch," her memo lied. I sipped coffee, watching gardeners scratch heads. One, an old buddy, muttered at my fence, "Water's a dribble, man." Boards blaming gremlins. Gremlins? I chuckled inwardly. Try karma. Tensions boiled over when Brenda pounded on my door, her face flushed like an overripe tomato. "This sabotage ends now, Harlan. Our greens are dying. Property values tanking." I crossed my arms. "Sabotage? I'm following the law you love so much. Exclusive rights, remember?" She sputtered. "We need a deal. Shared access, for harmony's sake." Harmony, like when you drained my pond without asking. Her eyes darted. It was procedural. No malice, just forged permits, as it turned out. A tip to the county sparked an audit. Turns out they'd faked environmental waivers, signatures from ghost experts. Inspectors swarmed, taping off the clubhouse. Brenda's emergency meeting devolved into shouts. "How'd we miss he owned the feed? You said it was public." Residents revolted, petitions flying. Local news ate it up. HOA fraud dries up neighborhood dreams. Brenda's facade cracked. She tried one last plea at my stoop. "You're ruining us out of spite." "Spite?" I echoed mildly. "You built your throne on quicksand." Charges hit. Fraud, ecological vandalism. She got probation, fines, barred from boards forever. Months later, the pond refilled naturally. Birds returned. Kids splashed again. The new board, actual neighbors, not tyrants, invited me to advise, but I declined. Let them learn. The air cleared, no more suffocating rules. But here's the twist. Was I the villain for turning the tap, or were they for assuming control was theirs? You tell me, is revenge sweet when it's served ice cold, or just justice in disguise?